Hello.
Hello.
Ticket, please.
Sure.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Namaste.
When you're in southern Albania and your next stop is Greece, it only makes sense to hop a fast boat to a Greek island, especially if that island is just 30 minutes away and happens to be Corfu.
Well, that was a cool ride. So I guess it's welcome to Greece. Now let's go explore old Corfu Town.
Sandwiched between Albania and Italy on Greece's northwest flank, Corfu is among the more celebrated of the country's 227 inhabited islands, swooned over by commoners and jet-setters alike. It's a big place with tons of beaches. Today I've come to explore its most popular and important town, Corfu Town, with its centuries-old fortress.
One of the first things you notice about Old Town is that the architecture is different than what you would expect anywhere else in Greece. The Venetian influence is everywhere here, and for good reason, since Venetians occupied the island for 400 years, beginning in the 1300s. The old quarter is filled with cobblestone streets with plenty of foot traffic on most of the main arteries, and yet there are many side streets that are predominantly residential, where suddenly you go into a sort of quiet zone. This esplanade in front of the fortress. Today it's been expanded and transformed into a wonderful city park where people can stroll about, lie in the grass, and eat in the rows of cafes that dot the perimeter of this beautiful public space. I've stopped for lunch at one of the many outdoor cafes that are to be found around every corner here in Corfu. And I have what looks like a lovely salad with some nice bread and some lemonade, and I'm waiting on the main dish, which is a Napolitana pasta. I don't know about you, but when I travel, sometimes I just crave salad, and this one hits the spot. Well, the spaghetti has arrived, and I must say it looks good. Let's see how neatly I can eat this on camera. Not very, but you know what? It tastes very good. I am satisfied. You know, I've said this before, but there's probably no other place in Greece that feels so Italian. I say that, of course, because it's the Venetian influence here for so long. The architecture just has that feeling about it. I'm sitting in a little outdoor cafe in a narrow alleyway, essentially looking up at these buildings with shutters, multiple colored buildings, shuttered windows that could pass for Italy. It's Greek for sure, but let's say Greece with an asterisk.
Another of those asterisks pertains to the neoclassical former palace of St. Michael and St. George, which adds a dash of class to Corfu's esplanade. It was built by the British in the early 19th century. And then there's Corfu's big draw, the Venetian fortress that overlooks the town and protected it for centuries, separated by a moat and today entered by an elevated pedestrian bridge.
You see a real mishmash of architectural styles inside the fort, which was established in the 6th century after numerous incursions forced the people of Corfu to move inside it for protection. But the great expansion here was during the 4 centuries of Venetian rule, beginning in the 1300s. And yet you see a more modern style behind me when the British took control of this place after 1814 for most of the 19th century, and as a result added military barracks and other buildings in the British style. These days there's a lot going on here. The city houses its library in the former British barracks that you see behind me, and the grounds are used for a variety of cultural and arts exhibits. And for you James Bond fans, remember that scene from For Your Eyes Only where Bond pushes the Mercedes off the cliff? That was here. To get to the top, you obviously have to climb and go through a tunnel. From almost any vantage point here, there are fabulous views, not only of Corfu behind me, but swinging around to the high mountains in the distance in Albania. And we're not halfway up the hill yet. Well, the hike to the top of the lighthouse hill was a bit strenuous, but as I think you could tell, it was worth it. You might not guess it by looking at it, but the church you see behind me was built as an Anglican church in the 19th century, during the period from 1814 to 1864, when this fortress was a British protectorate. When the British withdrew, it of course became a Greek Orthodox church. There are so many layers of history here, and one would be remiss if they didn't mention the layer that includes World War II, when the Nazis occupied this fort and used it as a place to imprison Jews who would later be sent to elimination camps in Poland. During the Venetian era, this fortress was virtually impregnable, including turning back 3 efforts by the Ottomans to conquer it, and giving Corfu the distinction of being the only place in Greece never occupied by the Ottomans.
It may seem counterintuitive to leave Greece just to fly back to Greece. But if you've dealt with airlines much lately, well, let's just say it is what it is. So I'm on the ferry to Saranda, and it turns out the sunset trip is the best. Due in part, and I never thought I would say this, to some young guys with a boombox.
Χαμένος κάπου στα στενά προσφύλλω πάπου, εδώ που η πόλη καταφέρνει να μην βιάζεται. Στο κέντρο άρχισε ο γύρος του θανάτου. When you're tired, when you're weak, you can just reach out and on. No, I'll be there, I'll help you weather the storm.
As for me, I'm headed to Athens.